Welcome back. Today we're making this delicious raspberry coconut cake. We're going to start by creaming together our unsalted butter and our granulated sugar on a high speed for a couple minutes until the mixture becomes lighter in color. Be sure to scrape the sides of the bowl as needed as you're doing this, because sometimes the butter kind of gets stuck there and you need to give it a little bit of encouragement to really cream together properly with that sugar. Once you feel like your mixture has been properly creamed together, it's time to add in our room temperature egg whites. Now sometimes the mixture can look a little bit broken at this point, but don't worry, as we add in the rest of the ingredients, it's going to come together. I'm adding in half of my cake flour, baking powder, and salt mixture, and once that is incorporated, I'm adding in sour cream, vanilla extract, and a little bit of vegetable oil. This takes a little bit of time to mix in, so feel free to scrape the sides of the bowl to help that oil incorporate more easily. The last step is to add our remaining cake flour mixture and mix just until the flour is incorporated. I like to mix on a relatively low speed so that I don't overwork that flour. Your batter should be silky smooth at this point, and it's time to add into our greased and lined 8-inch pans. While my cake layer is baked and cool, I like to make my raspberry frosting. I start by beating my butter on a medium-high speed here with my paddle attachment until it becomes lighter in color. Then I'm adding in my salt and my vanilla extract and mixing until those are incorporated. Then it's time for the messy part, adding in our powdered sugar. So I like to do this slowly in a few different increments, and I also like to place my kitchen towel over my KitchenAid to help prevent any giant plumes of powdered sugar or clouds of powdered sugar. So you want to make sure that you're mixing on the lowest speed on your KitchenAid as you do this, and to just gradually add that powdered sugar in. I like to add in some of my heavy cream about halfway through to make it easier to mix. Once your buttercream seems to have come together and everything looks relatively incorporated, you want to take a break and scrape the sides of the bowl to make sure all that powdered sugar really is mixed in. The final step is to add in our raspberry powder and our lemon juice and mix until the buttercream is evenly colored. It should have a beautiful, naturally pink color just like this. Once my cake layers were baked and cooled, I leveled the tops of them using a serrated knife. And they bake pretty flat, so this isn't 100% necessary, but leveling the tops of your cake makes it so much easier to stack your cake layers. I highly recommend doing it. I also took the extra step of torting my cake layers in half like this to create 6 thinner cake layers, but this is totally optional. So now it's time to finally assemble our cake, and I'm spreading a thin layer of our raspberry buttercream on top of my cake layer. I'm piping a ring around the cake layer because I'm filling this cake with raspberry jam, and using a buttercream ring like this or a buttercream dam really helps keep all of that delicious filling in place. You want to make sure that you're pressing down on your cake layers once they're stacked. It helps push out any air that might be trapped between the cake layers. And then it's time to add on our crumb coat. After all the cake layers are covered, you want to chill the cake in the freezer or fridge until the frosting is firm to the touch, and then you're going to smooth on your second layer of frosting. I decided to leave a textured edge at the top just to add a little bit more dimension to this cake, and then it was time to decorate the top of the cake. So I added some buttercream dollops, some fresh raspberries, some little sprigs of mint, and of course some toasted coconut. And then it was time to cut in and see those gorgeous cake layers. I could not wait to try a slice of this cake because there's something about the tartness of the raspberries and the sweetness of the coconut that just goes together so well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you want to make this cake at home, the recipe is up on Chelsweets.com, and it's also linked in the video description below. So until next time, happy baking.